Roblox is a kids game that has gotten popular over the years, indirectly making a breeding ground for creeps and degenerates to exploit the game for their own selfish desires. And the person we're going to be talking about today might have done just that. But before we get into the allegations of such an individual, how did this YouTuber come to be in the first place? Nattie Forsyth is a topic commentary channel, a lot like Jalen, a YouTuber I've covered extensively on the channel. This YouTuber over the years has had multiple names like Scrimzox and Nathorix, with Nathorix being the most important to the allegations that we're going to be getting into in a little bit. Nathorix, being Nattie Forsyth's first channel, started on November 6th, 2015. They wouldn't see that much success having around 9,000 subs until 2018 when they would experiment with normal commentary, but Roblox, a genre of YouTube that hasn't really been explored yet, blowing up with the video titled Roblox Lover 69, the King of Clickbait, which is kind of hypocritical, don't you think?
My Romanian hackers
have told me that I can find out where Builderman lives on Google Maps. And I was telling my Romanian hackers, I was like, how's that even possible?
Okay, so clearly this is a man who's never heard of Google Maps before.
This was something that no one ever saw before. You could call him Leafy, but like worse than Roblox content. Anyways, they would blow up like I said in 2018, getting 10,000 subs in a single month. Taking a page out of Leafy's book, they would milk the King of Clickbait video into a series. They would also call out people that were bad actors in the Roblox scene until October of 2018 when they decided to delete all of their videos. They also experimented with a Juice WRLD video when he tragically passed away, though this would be a bad thing because it was fully monetized and kind of reminds me of someone. Seemingly though, Nathorix stopped uploading to this channel, probably due to getting hacked because they have a huge history of it or for some other reason, and they made their Scrimzox channel shortly after. This Scrimzox channel went under multiple different names, with Nattie Forsyth being the most recent. You might be asking how people know this is the exact same person, and they don't just sound the same. Well, one way people found out that the channels were connected is that they have a similar PO box. If that wasn't clear enough evidence, they've even said it themselves.
Why do I look and sound like Nathorix? Well, I'm going to share with you some information right now that may upset or shock you. I'm Nathorix. Yes.
This information of the two channels being connected are vitally important to tie into what we're about to get into, proving that they're the same person. Nattie Forsyth over the years has had multiple allegations levied against them that we're going to be getting into. But before we do, I do want to be clear that these are just allegations and do not take everything I say as fact or evidence. This is for entertainment purposes only. On the Nathorix channel, it is alleged that they sent explicit images to their fanbase on Twitter and Discord. Seeing that this channel is aimed towards a Roblox audience, I think it's safe to assume that most, if not all of the audience are kids, making this obviously not okay. When Nattie Forsyth was confronted with this by Roblox YouTuber kenokokitten, this is what they had to say. I find it extremely funny how you're trying to blame shift at the end of the sentence, saying how it's worrying how I'm discussing a popular figure in the Roblox community posting a related tweet to his audience of underage followers. I'm allowed to speak my mind, and I'm allowed to post and say what I want, but it is definitely 100% bad that you're showing your audience this. And I'll allow you to show them the very inappropriate joke I made and won't judge you for showing that content to please do the same with me. You can post what you want, I don't care, but you need to keep in mind what you're posting. You have a platform. Do you really think this needs to be public? I don't have an issue with you sharing inappropriate content with since that's something you want to do. I won't judge you for it, but I ask you that don't you think that it would have been better if you didn't tweet this yourself and rather DM'd me? Your audience sees this. I'm not sharing inappropriate content with you know exactly what my post was and the message I was trying to get across. It was talking about you directly, and everyone knew exactly what your post was about to begin with. What you were doing, however, is posting a related tweet that does not need to be posted publicly, because guess what? Regardless of whether you aim for your audience to be PG or not, Roblox is mostly kids. It does not matter what direction you aim for, dude. It's always kids. Basically, with this whole conversation, Nattie tries to put blame on kenokokitten, saying that he has a fan base, and I shouldn't have even have called them out on it, and then goes on to say that their audience is not kids. To make matters worse, there are other allegations surfaced of them allegedly sending videos of something going into a sewing machine.
No. I'm gonna post a cool video
That's the only problem.
Chat. I'm gonna post a cool video in the chat, guys. You should watch it.
During this clip, you can obviously tell that they really wanted them to see it, seeing that they insistently told them to look at it.
Okay.
It involves sewing. It involves sewing.
I shall roll.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
Oh, no.
Later in the clip, somebody tells them how obviously screwed up this is, and says how there's 13-year-olds in the call.
Yeah, we're just.
I don't know if that's
It's not my taste.
I don't know. I mean, I do know there's 13-year-olds in here and younger.
I mean, if it's younger, then you should ban them, and you're gonna get banned if you keep them in the server, so.
I mean, it's not my sub.
Like, the owner. They need to ban anyone.
There goes the owner.
I'll have you know I'm the owner of.
Yeah, I'm just.
Ooh.
Who deleted my cool video?
Anytime Nathorix, or should I say Nattie Forsyth, gets asked why they do this, they say it's just satire and just for jokes, which obviously makes no sense. Like, I don't think there's any way what this person is posting is funny in any way whatsoever, and it definitely does not deflect blame when there's minors in the server that you're sending that stuff in. But maybe comedy is subjective. Besides all that, it is also alleged that Nathorix has asked for and sent certain pictures from his fans. Nat and others were in a group chat when a person named Craze joined, and Nattie DM'd their Snapchat allegedly asking for you know what. Nat says that these are all jokes, but I don't know, these screenshots and these audio files.
Crazy, please just send me a picture. It'll take a second, please, thank you. Fuck me.
Seem pretty creepy at the very least. Anyways, during all of this, Nat apparently never asked for the age of the person, which is like so like, I don't know how you have this big of a platform and you don't ask for the age of everyone you talk to like that. But apparently in this group chat, they were asking for the age of Craze, and Nat guessed 14. Allegedly, Nat would send a picture to Craze, and the group chat would call them to discuss it.
About, I don't know, but I've been told that, you've apparently, like, sent... That's because, I don't know, but...
Sent, like, a d*** from Google. Because, I mean, I kind of hope he does make a video, because that's free content for me, but...
Free content, really, bro?
Wait, I know, but, like, why would you send a pic from Google to someone you probably knew that was a minor, yeah?
What the f*** you mean, probably knew?
I mean, you guessed her age, I guess, but you said that apparently...
No, I guessed 14, I guessed incorrectly.
That's still f***ed up, though.
Yeah, you pretty much, you kind of like,
How
in
so?
your mind, you thought she was 14.
Because you're 18.
No, I said 14 because everyone else was guessing close to 14, so I said the only number that everyone else didn't say. Like, we were all guessing random numbers.
Nat would say it was a picture from Google, even though that really doesn't make it much better. Nat would also say that they were just joking about them being 14, which I don't know how guessing a person's age is a joke at all. And to make matters worse, in a deleted video, Nat would go on to apparently defend freedom of speech, and then say how they thought Craze was apparently 16 now.
The reason for making this video, or at least the main reason, is to defend free speech. If I simply let this go like everyone's telling me to, in future if someone else makes an edgy joke, it'll be taken very seriously and they will use my case as an example against them.
I don't think anybody's gonna use your case of you joking about somebody being 14 as ammunition against like an edgy commentator making a joke. Like, I really don't see that happening.
Like idea everyone had that I was at like ask if and shit. I'd even asked in voice notes like, oh, come on, it will only take 1 second. Like, I was asking semi-ironically, but yeah, I wouldn't have complained if I had got because I assumed this person wasn't, really underage. Just her age could have been incorrect because, like, in this group chat, this very dumb, edgy group chat, jokes of all kinds were being made and jokes are being made. Yeah, literally about the person that just happened to be on the, like, genuinely on the.
This clip in particular really weirds me out. Like, I don't know who, like, just sits down and makes jokes about being a and I'm not saying like you can't joke about stuff. Like, I do believe like comedy, you can say almost whatever you want during some limitations, obviously. But I think where Nat really could have screwed up if this is all true, they really should have asked for the age before continuing to make these jokes.
It was all in a joking context, it was all satire, none of it was serious. The images again, it was just a more serious version of the messages, and I still had no idea of the age of the person at the time. The only time I found out the age actually was when I was in a group chat with a few people. Pink Cat was in the group, and I think it was Pink Cat that said, guys, so guess our age. And everyone was saying 12, 13, 15, 11, but the one number people didn't say was 14, so I said 14. And the reason for that was because, obviously the second he says, okay guys, guess her age, I was pretty much like, oh shit, maybe she isn't over 16 because 16 is the age of consent, by the way, in the UK. You can have to 16. And I assumed she was at least 16 or over that, so I was okay with being my self and making those jokes. And of course me saying 14 didn't help me apparently, because they thought, oh yeah, you just assumed that she was 14 this whole time and you knew? Her actual age is 12, apparently. But at the end of the day, they were jokes, and that's all there is to say really. And for the people saying, oh, you're just saying that because then you can say weird shit to my get away with it by saying it's a joke. Keep in mind, I didn't know the age until after all this shit happened, like I sent those pictures. One of them being me with my tongue, and the other being a from Google. If I had known the age, I obviously wouldn't have joked around like this.
In the end of the video, they end up saying that they don't regret a single thing that they allegedly did.
And I have absolutely no regrets in making these jokes. I am not sorry for making these jokes, and will continue to do so. The only thing I'm sorry for, and the only reason that I'm quite mad at myself and have regrets, is because I didn't check the age first. I had no idea. And because I trusted someone brand new to the group and just acted like normal.
Cindy, another alleged victim, and Nattie Forsyth would talk a lot, and in a response, Nattie would admit to allegedly sending an explicit picture of himself to a 17-year-old. Through a deleted video, they would respond and try to make Cindy look really bad, and try to make the situation not look as bad on their end.
She like went through the chat and like wiped all images because she was sending me a lot of stuff. Like it would be out of nowhere, she would just send like a picture of her, none of it being new. And after getting all this from her, I sent because I felt like I should send something. This is where I asked for that image that I mentioned earlier. Now the first thing that I say in that block right under where she says what uwu is completely okay because again she's 16. But again, like what she sent me wasn't and then I was asking one of her ass in the uniform because I got one in the merch like I said.
Nat and Cindy had a toxic relationship of sorts, with Cindy allegedly sending images and her constantly begging them for attention. This whole thing broke off when Cindy told everyone about their situation. Cindy also apparently would reach out to Nattie to say that they ended up doing this all for attention. But obviously, even if they did this for attention, I don't really think that changes how bad the alleged situation is. On top of this, they also allegedly talked to a 16-year-old named Chloe, and from these messages you can see that they're still just being a creep and a complete degenerate. Now I do need to point out, because I did not know this before making this video, but the age of consent in the UK is 16. However, this does not change Nattie's situation, if this is true, because in the UK you still cannot receive or send pictures to a minor. After all this happened, the police ended up searching the home of Nattie to try and find
However, I was told by officers that this was basically cached on my hard drive in the Discord cache, and that is why the hard drive was destroyed, because even though that wasn't enough for like any kind of conviction or anything like that, and I mean like we were literally like 1 year apart, they still wanted to destroy the hard drive because, you know, like you can probably recover that using several tools. After like the 8 months of them investigating the situation, having, you know, had my laptop and phone, the new phone I had taken away, I got both of them back, but the hard drive of the laptop was destroyed.
Now I do think it's important to note that during these allegations, Nattie Forsyth was allegedly doxxed. Now I do not condone doxing in any way. I think it's pretty much frowned upon by like everybody, and I don't think doxing should be done any way whatsoever. Though a lot of people say that this actually didn't happen. Now I'm not gonna say that, but I will say that there is no real evidence that I've found so far on the internet to suggest that this did happen. Though if this did happen, that is terrible, and obviously I don't think Nattie should be doxed just because of the allegations. Now more recently on the Nattie Forsyth channel, she responded to acheeto because he would shame Jalen for talking to Nattie Forsyth.
Get this, Jaden stopped being friends with a known pedophile, not because he found out that he was actually talking with a pedophile, but because the pedophile said something mean. Like, imagine that being your reason to like cut ties with a guy who's literally. Anyways, there's this YouTuber named Nattie Forsyth, which, who cares, right? He's completely irrelevant, but the biggest thing he did in his entire career was get himself exposed for sending prawn to a 12-year-old, so yeah, if you still talk to this guy, you're actually weird.
Jalen was apparently supposed to meet up with Nattie, which I'm not gonna lie would be a horrible sight to see, but they apparently got into a fight, and since then it has been resolved, and I've heard they're still talking to this day. Speaking of Jalen though, Nattie has also been extremely hypocritical in their past. Back when they were Nathorix and still in the Roblox scene, they would go on a call with another Roblox YouTuber that also allegedly did some behavior of some sort. And this call, this Roblox YouTuber would use similar justifications or reasons why what they allegedly did wasn't that bad. and Nattie would call their reasons brain dead, even though they used similar excuses for what they allegedly did.
Hey.
Sorry about it if my voice is a little bit bad. It's just, I've been awake for like hours upon hours, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
I imagine you can't sleep.
Huh? Yeah, at all, like, at all. Like, I have this pain in my chest and my stomach that I can't even eat. Like, I look at food, I wanna puke. But, okay, enough victimization. So, I think, you already read, like, everything, right? In the other post.
Yeah, I've run over everything pretty much.
Okay, have you, like,
Also,
are you, like, yeah?
Recently, I was just sent new info regarding a... One sec.
Let me see, let me guess, 14-year-old?
Yeah.
I was 17 at the time, turning 18, then I broke it off. I already told that all to Koneko and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like it's like multiple people in the past. It's not just like a one-off mistake, you know. It's like.
But I was 17. Like, back then, I just thought, okay, high school relationship. High school is 14 to 18, so like, I didn't see anything wrong back then. Not to mention like.
Changed with the 14-year-old.
I was 17, as I said, but yeah, we were both sides.
Alright, so still illegal.
Was okay. She was Emmy, and like really heavily, and I had to always like be there for her. And even after I turned 18, around 2 months down the line, around February is when I broke it off. But I was still 2 months together with her after I was 18.
Yeah.
Again, I just felt bad leaving because I felt like if I did, I would like kill her. You know what I mean?
And every time that I wasn't speaking to her, I was like really scared because she would have these mental breakdowns. Like every time I wouldn't talk to her, like I was asleep and she would be like, you know, awake, having a mental breakdown. And yeah.
Now has also been hypocritical when they called Jalen back when everyone was calling Jalen out for milking Technoblade's death. How this is hypocritical is because they actually did a very similar thing on their Roblox channel. All of the allegations out of the way, Nattie Forsyth has been on a complete decline and not even surpassing 10,000 views, and sometimes not even 1,000. Them not gaining views, it made it even worse when they would actually get copyright strike, and they had to delete pretty much every single video from their channel. They ended up making a second channel called Nattie Forsyth V2, but soon later they actually ended up releasing all of their content back again, but this obviously hurt their views even more. In the end, there's not a clear answer to the Nattie Forsyth allegations. Some people say that she's a while others say that Nattie just screwed up a lot. In the end, I think Nattie Forsyth is just a degenerate loser, which in all honesty probably just needs some help. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all of the allegations. And as always, it's been Amos. Peace.